it's important because like what I want you guys to realize is if you subscribe now, that'll cover you for like half the EGC finals, so you get like double value. Bare minimum, I want to make sure you're all subscribed by next weekend because that would cover you all the way up through the grand finals of the final S tier tournament. But before we get onto that, we've still got show matches happening today and tomorrow. Tomorrow it's going to be BC versus Marine Lords, so make sure you are subscribed so you do not have to worry about ads being rammed in your face. But this ad is done. It's time to get two S tier players on your screen. Map number 7. It is the love child of Rocky Canyon and Dry River. We have got Rocky River, and it's going to be Japanese versus Byzantines. Which civ is the best? Fight!
I like how you said that. So, yeah,
that showed my bias.
Yep. So Mista, yeah, you said that with bias. So Mista doing kind of the standard thing. So you start with enough stone for that first cistern. So it's really important to place it. Now you do have that big aura, that big ring around it, where you want to capture your core resources. So something like a really good option is to get the gold, to get the sheep, and to get the wood. That's really going to set you up generally. And you can see Mista did that. I think he might be a little far here. There's a bit of a linger, I believe, on the cistern, if I recall. So I think you can tap it on the drop-off and then come back. So I think he's done it all well here, which is going to mean that he's got a good setup. This is a really good opening for Byzantines. It's just house, gold mine, sheep, and the cistern in the center. It's very standard, and it's very good. Meanwhile, what did DeMu do? Did he go to wood for a dock?
I like how you keep calling demo every time we're on a map with shit.
Did I say demo?
I think you did.
Sorry, I mean demo. It's just the slip of the tongue.
It's because there's boats. It just happens naturally, right? Yeah, he went fishing though. Like it's very. I'm gonna say it. I know you like it. Efficient for the Japanese to do here.
I love. It's a problem for me. Like it's literally stuck in my head. It's like
You're that guy who makes the comment.
Efficiency. It's just stuck in my head. I can't unsee it. I can't. Like it's kind of an affliction. Like I don't know if I'm healthy because I keep saying efficiency. You know.
The problem is like not problem. It's what we love you. It's like afterwards you're that guy that's kind of like elbow nudges go the fish. Which are going to be pretty good for him. And yes, I'm bored of this Grand Winery crap. Lamery just sitting at home trying to be a boomer boy. Why would you want to boom?
Did you just call it Lamery?
Grand Lamery. It's Grand Lamery. I'm not going to stand by that. It's all about the Imperial Hippodrome. You want to know why? Because when you drop on your enemy's villager line, it's going to feel like they just got attacked by a hippo. You want to explain to what?
So the Hippodrome has a couple of unique features. I mean, the main one is that it's just a stable. But the second one is that it enables the Triumph mechanic, right? And the Triumph is basically you get kills, and as you get kills, you add up these points, and when you activate Triumph, the duration is based on how many points you had, right? And so when you have this Triumph, you have bonus damage, it's +4 damage, and it's healing per second while the Triumph is active. So you want to kind of accrue the kills and then use the Triumph and kind of secure the damage and like win a fight in Snowball. A key point is you do not gain points of Triumph while Triumph is active. So while you're winning that really critical fight with Triumph available, while Triumph is active, you're not like getting points to the next Triumph. So it's sort of like you have to think about, is this a point where I want to accrue Triumph points, or is this a point where I want to use Triumph points? And the 4 damage goes a long way on Horsemen. It's very, very useful on Cataphracts. The tooltip does say 25%, but that's a small text error. So now we can see Triumph is down there on the bottom. You just press V. And also, in case you're not in a game that's not constantly killing, you do have passive point generation being made by the Hippodrome. So you're always going to get some Triumph.
Is it every... I can't remember. 5 seconds sound like too often. Was it every 30 seconds? No, it might be every 5 seconds.
I think it's every 30. You can see the little timer there on the Hippodrome itself. There's a
we can highlight
indicator.
The little thing next to the plus. It'll tell you that it's going around. But also, Expilatore is coming out, which is a critical ingredient here. I love this tech, as in it's OP broken, and you want to get it if you're doing Horsemen. Expilatore allows you to get +2 damage on your Horsemen against villagers, but then also... every single villager you kill, you get 20 gold.
Yep. So it's actually workers. So specifically not villagers. So workers includes traders. I think it includes stuff like...
It includes fishing, right?
Officials.
I think he's getting bonus.
Oh?
It's a worker, right?
Yeah, it literally says worker. Look at the fishing ship UI.
Yeah.
So it probably, you know what? I actually have not seen.
Oh, that's super sick.
I've not seen an Exploratorus horseman. Exploratorus, I don't know. Torch a fishing boat. So I don't actually know if you get the gold. That would be news to me.
I spent 5 minutes learning Latin to make sure I got these right, Winston, and we will not butcher the Byzantines, but the Byzantines might butcher the Japanese. The interesting part is there used to be an issue the other way, if you remember, where like outposts weren't getting bonus damage against ships because they were categorized as worker, but now they have both tags. So theoretically, like things that apply to each of them should work without any weird conflicts. I think we'll find out quickly though. Like we're getting a lot of horsemen here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Keep in mind, though, that those technologies at the bottom of the Hippodrome, those are just available at the Byzantine stables. So the Hippodrome is not granting you access to these techs like the mine work. It's just these techs are there. So it's kind of like chivalry for French, right?
And if you now hover on the horsemen, you'll even be able to see that they get that bonus damage against the workers. Which, by the way, if you activate Triumph as well, so you said you add in +4, they're usually at 9 base damage, so you go up to 13. You're doing 15 damage to workers each. That's insane. I'm pretty sure it's the same damage that an Order of the Dragon Horseman does, right? Demo from DeMu. That oh my God.
Low value demo from DeMu. Now that's stuck in my head. I can't
it is. It's really catchy, isn't it? That's why I like it when I get to cast water games with Benny Boy. But the other interesting thing is like he's just wasting resources unless you can now kill that, because you have to think of Triumph as like a juiced up chivalry. So like if Mr. just keeps this guy around, and when he eventually activates Triumph, if he's queued up the multiple charges, you can get a maximum, I think it's 40, and it times that by 1.5 for the duration and heals you for 2. So in that time, you'd be able to heal for 120 health.
Yeah, it can be quite powerful.
This is
you're
very
gonna see that gold coming up. It's kind of there it is. Obviously, only one horseman will get attributed the gold bounty, right? It's very similar to the Shinobi getting a pick. So we've traded 1 for 1 workers, although the dock is dead. So technically 4 workers are now idle on Demu's side of things. They were cheaper fishing boats, but still idle.
Yes, but he's got them. So the way of thinking is he's also now got them near a shore. So like if Mr. goes down there, and we're right about what we're thinking here, he's going to get a lot of gold from that. He just got more gold there, by the way. Scout is getting a bit too ambitious, so we'll be left behind for dead. But we have seen archers added in, which is a smart choice by Mr. That's a counter to the Shinobi. Shinobi are counted as a light class unit. You see DeMu already taking a step into the early samurai, but the activation of the Triumph's going to come out here. And this is where things get difficult. This is an active heal, even when you're fighting. He's now up to 13 damage per strike, which is quite frankly bonkers. And if any villagers get caught on top of this, DeMu is just going to start falling heavily behind.
Yeah, Mr. coming out clutch here with the Hippodrome play. You'll love to see it. It's a really fun I think it's a really fun thing, the whole Triumph mechanic.
So strong.
This villager, though, got to be free gold.
20 gold, baby! Maybe just let him live until the Triumph runs out, but I think we're still at like 20 seconds, so not worth it.
No, not worth thinking about that. Just get the kill so you can, man. Yeah, so you'll see that the tooltip says 25% damage, but it is actually +4, so think about that when you have cataphracts, your scouts, other things.
Also, so wait, how was that? Now, admittedly, I can't believe my dirty brain hadn't gone there, but massing scouts is now just on my mind. If someone is planning that, please send me the replay. I still remember the Mongol scout rush in the early days of AoE4.
Actually, don't know. I think Triumph applies to scouts. I don't know why
it should do. It's all cavalry. Yeah, it's just my brain didn't go there because like the days of scout rushes is over. But actually, also there's a cool tech there. If you go on the C1, there's a unique tech for the Byzantines that is important for like scouts. It increases the torch damage, I think, by 25% if there's a scout nearby. So if you help on the Hippodrome. And then it's the C-Tech.
So Shinobi, getting activated to try and fight, but you can see it's not the most useful. It's really good. The weapon is, if you hover their weapon right now, you can see the stats of it. So it's just an 8 damage spear.
It's also the extra armor. Like it's the armor that's really big. Yeah, +2 armor is insane at this stage in the game, especially, and a really far forward system. So maybe he's playing risky on the resources, but because of that ability, he's gonna have a good chance of buffering away 1 or 2 of these annoying Shinobi. Ayyubids now being added in. I quite like the Ayyubids. I think I mentioned this at the start of the series. They can be decent even against horsemen, but the problem here is that Mista's
light.
already built archers. Yeah.
Yeah, building them into archers, I think it's a good punishment tool if your opponent tries to do melee units against, or crossbows against your samurai. I think it's a great follow-up, but when your opponent already has archers, it's kind of like a Landsknecht issue, where they can have a lot of value in a fight, but they're also extremely easy to pick off, and you can see them in the back of the formation here just getting chased down. The Onibugesha have this extra range on their polearm attack, which is very useful.
Yeah, you've seen it there. It's so far away that they activate. So it's like, I think it's almost 2 lines of infantry can be ahead of them. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, sometimes it's quite a lot, but countered by ranged units. So here we see
waiting. Has he got some drive charges? There we go, baby. Just get that rejuvenation going. 2 health a second. And sure, he's up against some spears, but you just do not care at this point. Mista going to wail away at the front line, and DeMu struggling to even have a remotely threatening standing army, and in the retreat, likely to lose the rest.
Let's get a galley out to try and defend here.
That is a very long aqueduct. Jeez, it's a okay. So 2 TC play. That makes more sense for it. So Mista, going to go with 4 TC now. Town centers have been nerfed. They're down to 7 tile range on the secondaries, and the secondaries only have 7 garrison spots now. So you can't just greed up everywhere without protecting your interests.
Yeah, it's definitely a big nerf. I think we'll still see quite a lot of TCs in play. I think the main thing here is that it's just easier to punish. Oh, what a huge DeMu!
Wait,
DeMu. I know I said DeMu.
There you go. I got him again. But now,
No.
If he just doesn't, there we go. Oh, it was a huge demo. Oh wow, look at all that damage it done. If only there was an ability that the Byzantines had that could just get rid of all that damage.
So now
Can we
he's
check the bars of the horseman now? Like the kind of, he isn't including the Keshiks yet, which I love the fact he's going Keshiks. I think it's going to be the #1 choice with the Hippodrome, just because there's more cavalry, and like that's a crazy thought if you think about it.
Yeah,
exactly. It's healing +2, and then I think Keshiks by default do a +2 heal when they attack, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so they're healing when they attack, and then they're healing passively, and then they get even more damage. Wow, I like how there was a Vil in that army from DeMu, but it was just the enemy. It was just his own shinobi just chilling. I just realized DeMu picked Japanese back-to-back. Interesting.
I just realized that Mista's going 3 TC.
Yeah, it's a bold play, Cotton. Let's see how it pans out for him, because there's units here from DeMu. The horsemen, nowhere to be found. Where are the horsemen? They're scanning around the left side now.
Are they looking for the other dock? Oh, they're dock on docking. That does look like 20 gold if you can quickly find it. Instead, it's going to be burn down the mercenary camp. So interesting choice there on the reveal. I think he maybe could have caught 1 or 2 villages. Speaking of caught villages, don't mind if I do get paid to kill this.
I think I might be lagging. Can you hear me okay?
I'm hearing, and I hear you fine. Are you talking about the game?
Okay, yeah.
I think a certain observer's internet is huffing Corpium right now in the send to us.
Corpium?
You'll learn it well, my friend. I think we're fine. We'll check. As long as sound is fine on stream, I don't care about hearing distorted Japanese people. Some of these guys have such psycho lines, they already sound kind of distorted to me. Onabugi Shirin. Now, we did mention this in the earlier series briefly, but we didn't get to see them on screen to highlight them. Really big shout to the dev team for including the Onabugisha and the Onamusha. Women-only units, which is accurate because Ona translates to women, or more specifically, married women.
Yeah, and
I'm nerding out today.
Yeah, and I believe there was like a warrior class kind of the Ona, you know, and they had different types, so we kind of came up with some cool ideas there. I think doing nice homage to that is all. I think it's all quite nice.
So the fun thing is when I was casting some games, someone brought up the fact it actually means married women specifically. I was like, it's quite comical to me to just imagine that inside all these racks and archery ranges, there's just like a priest saying, I now pronounce you man and wife, and just pushing them out the door with a long pole arm. Right? Like,
it is a worker.
This must be good. Yes! Okay,
what?
6. Dude.
TIL, learning stuff, learning.
So this is like really difficult now because he's on every pond, or was trying to get on every pond. It becomes very hard to micromanage because of that extra damage you're also getting on those workers. At this scale, these horsemen just melt the boats immediately. In fact, I think 9 might be enough to one hit with that bonus damage.
I don't know if the bonus damage would apply to the torch. I think I'm thinking about how we set that kind of
the
stuff up.
torch
And I'm
is
pretty sure
12
it's still
damage,
a
right?
weapon. I'd be surprised if that applies because you see it on the weapon. I mean, I could be wrong, but
We
like,
could
I'm
probably
pretty sure it
hover.
doesn't apply.
Yeah, I think you're right. It probably doesn't. But the base damage is 12. If you activate Triumph, then Triumph doesn't affect it either, right? I'm pretty sure it doesn't. But if he gets that Scout Tech, which now is a good time. This is going to be a few Samurai going down, but if we look at the Scout Tech that we're talking about, it would be really strong if he's trying to burn stuff down, because I think it's a 25% torch damage increase for a very low cost. And really, on maps like this, it's quite beneficial to have a Scout. But Golden Horn Tower is going to be on the way, so more mercs in the future in Mista. And I think he's at, like, what was that, level 4? Yeah, so he'll be pushing out these Keshiks, probably was what he's going to aim for, every, I want to say, minute and 5 seconds.
Yeah, you don't pick what the Golden Horde Tower makes, but it can only make what you have unlocked. So
Exactly.
right now, the first one is going to be the Keshiks, right? But assuming he upgrades his Keshik, he would be getting Keshiks or Gulams, right? Or veteran Keshiks or Gulams.
Here, the final tier is Elephants, if I recall correctly.
I believe that is this contract, yeah.
Yes.
He could have built the
that would make sense.
tower at Trade Post on the right, and could we actually check what he could have gotten there? So he could have built it here and got Elephants or Jugnu as well in that random rotation for free, which could have been nice. Jugnu maybe going to help here, but
against the Samurai, yeah, that would have actually been pretty sick. The Samurai just got Giga buffed up. You are now seeing the Bannerman getting added in by DeMu, so they just got the plus 15% damage. Does add up quite a bit here when you remember the Civ also has an additional melee tech. Apologies, by the way. I noticed it was being highlighted by Core about the wheelbarrow last game for the Japanese. Wheelbarrow and the melee upgrades aren't tracking fully correctly on the UI right now. So DeMu probably has like level 2 melee already. And you can see he already has the level 1 unique wheelbarrow upgrade for the Japanese. But it doesn't show on the top right.
Yeah.
That is certainly the case here. As, the army values and check when it's out. Mr. has a small advantage at this stage, but his army value is half as much. So this army is quite scary. It's going to start burning down these things, and these are expensive to replace. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. This video thing coming through the game audio. Apologies that. I just didn't want introduction. But that's that. If I'm recalling correctly, it increased by 51st, 650, he's level 5, so he takes 250, don't like that.
Sorry guys, is it okay now? The chat is lagging.
Cool, you're like literally something was doing.
I don't know.
Cool. Please. We good. Yo,
keep it clean.
No. I'm still bossing on her.
How crazy is that, guys? I'm gonna try to check the volume later and see how that goes.
It's actually horrifying. If you speak Latin, you sound like summoning a demon. Muro paramiga ascolto el español adito
Huh?
Oh, wait. Are we good now?
I don't know. That'd be so funny.
I think the audio has been fixed. Yeah, as soon as I said arigato, as soon as I thanked the Japanese. Apologies, folks, we're fixed now. Hopefully you didn't hear too much leaks from next year's expansion. You didn't. I'm hearing talk of demons. I don't want you guys to think that we're going to add in demon summoning to the game, but we may do that.
I don't know, have you seen the Shinobi?
That's step one. All right, I want the ones wearing the dragon masks.
Guys, don't forget, there's a game on screen right now. So some of these cisterns, you can see this is a very strong counterplay mechanic that DeMu's done, where you break up the aqueducts, and you can see that disjointed UI element telling you, hey, this is no longer connected, and that's actually really hurting the economy of Mista, right? Like 20%, if you're at tier 4, you're getting 20% gather rate on all the vills and all the cisterns. So coming in and breaking just one can drop that in half. It can drop it into like 3 to 1. It can drop like a huge portion of the economy completely out of the eco bonus entirely. And stuff like that goes a long way when you're playing against this Byzantine civ.
Yeah, it's kind of poetic, right? This is the risk of it expanding too wide too big to officiate, similar to certain Roman empires. It's very easy to just kind of bring down the beast. And by the way, big shout out to whoever decided that damaged aqueducts should leak water. It's actually one of my favorite. It sounds very true, but it's actually one of my favorite details about the entire expansion.
I mean, it's just my opinion. The art team and art director, the art direction of AoE 4 has always been exceptionally good in my opinion, with a lot of different elements. So, yeah, this is no
offense to
disappointment
their
there for
good
me.
work. Like for me, this is just a step up even from that. Like between
It's really cool, man.
those type of details, Order of the Dragon especially, dude. Order of the Dragon looks like it could just be a cosmetic skin you could charge people for. It looks that bloody good.
Yeah, but you see, turning that off, it's really annoying to fix. And for the next 10, 20, 30 seconds while he's fixing it, everything's going to be much weaker. And we see elephants out on the field. Did he build a mercenary camp on that north trade post to get the elephants?
Did?
That's really funny.
Okay.
So you can see there, you get access to now both elephants because he went the contract for the tower elephant, and the neutral post is giving him the 2 on the bottom. So the neutral
better deli.
post, yeah. So the neutral post is always going to give you the 2 on the bottom row.
Got it. And something kind of interesting in that is like he also has the opportunity to go in the Shuganu that we talked about, which is a good counter against Samurai because you get rid of the deflective armor shot. One thing I'm curious of, actually, I hadn't tested this, but with the new wall change, if you guys haven't seen it yet, because we haven't had too much wall in, because who wants to hide behind those things when you go fight? They changed it now so that walls break the segments to the left and the right. I think that behavior applies to aqueducts as well, right?
What behavior, sorry?
The break walls to the side of where you attacked. So you know how when you take a palisade out? Yeah. So
so
that's
you get
even more
more,
annoying.
right?
That's even more stone that Mr. has to now spend to fix that issue. By the way,
Right.
I think that the walling is kind of low-key one of the most underrated for biggest changes to the game, and I'm actually super excited. I feel like it's added a layer that wasn't there that a lot of RTSs had that we're now going to get.
I think it's just a quality of life as well. I think a lot of those changes, I think the team absolutely nailed it with the changes. Really, I think it just makes the game so much easier. Like, we've been like playtesting it for a while internally on our builds, and whenever I would go back to like the retail version, like the live version of the game, it's just like, oh, I have to wall like this. It's like I started feeling so bad for everybody. Like, you guys don't know what's coming. Like, you don't know how good this is gonna get, right? It's so much easier to play. It's so much easier to execute on your ideas. And in a strategy game, I think that's paramount, right? Like, it's about having ideas and being able to fluidly implement them. It's what makes the game feel good, right?
It also gives more like interactions with the map, I think, because it's like there's it feels like there's so much more control over walling now compared to the old version.
To answer your question, the other Javid, how does the market decide what unit you can get as a merc?
Casino.
There are 5 random sets, and so whenever the map loads, it determines which of the 5 that neutral post will get. And
By
the
the way-
5 sets are like pairings, so it's always these same 2 together.
Yes.
Um,
It's a
and
little
that
bit
can be
RNG,
Yeah, a little
but
bit.
it's a small detail in a very big game, right? You still have so many different options of the Byzantines. We're actually seeing new options being added in. Obviously, the crossbow's seen that before, but we are getting Varangian Guard. These are incredible units. Historically, the most scariest of Vikings, the type of Vikings that even Vikings didn't want to have to deal with. And it can feel that way in the game when you start losing a fight because of that Berserker mode that lets them drop their armor by 4, but get +6 damage.
Yeah, but it's quite scary. You already have a Dachi Samurai on the field. I don't know how much you want to play into that, although I don't actually think there are any... Are those Samurai?
Are they
I actually
Odachi?
don't know the icon. No, those...
Are they Odachi?
Some...
They look like they're using Naginata still. I actually don't think they're Odachi yet. Really? Can we check that?
He already got it.
Okay, he did. I'm just blind. I guess I'm looking at spears. A little bit blurry right now. Elephants! Spears like that one. It almost just feels like these war elephants are just meant to distract DeMu. I don't feel like I've seen them do anything in fights so far, but it's actually working.
And there's a lot of them. And the army for DeMu just got clean. He's team villain. And
Oh my
he's
god.
now down 60 pop. He's going imp on the Tank-Shima, so he's hoping free as Zoot will keep him.
Okay, I think Winston just decided to... He can't leak the late game strats. He's coming in bits again.
Sorry.
I'll take over for a second. I'm sure it'll clean up in a second. Apologies, folks. It's just one of those things that happens occasionally. But The interesting part to me is going Tanagashima Gunsmith here after you lost a fight. The alternative would have been Castle the Crow, which is a keep, but also has a lot of eco benefits because you're able to get trade caravans drop off from the neutral post, and those trade caravans with like half the map distance can drop off 1,600 resources, 400 of each. So kind of there is multiple reasons why you should go for the defensive one, but I wonder what DeMu's thought is here. Has he got the upgrade coming through on that TC? I think it's just villages. He has got enough stone if he wants to make it a max level daimyo, which would make a lot of sense here. That would give him the rockets that do get the bonus damage against cavalry and infantry.
Am I back?
You are back with a vengeance.
I'm here.
You are. It's good to have you. Now, do Azutsu beat everything? Because I have a rule, Winston. I always say gun beats elephant. This is a very big gun.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that these are great against elephants on their own. I mean, they're better against like grouped units.
Is that gonna? I don't think. I feel like you've just wasted 1,200 stone, right? There's no way this lives.
He needs to bring his army to save it and pull vills to repair, because it is a huge investment. Is that the capital? That's not the capital. It's just gone. If this is gone, this is a huge pickup.
He gets it just in time. I think the fire armor actually saved him.
Yeah, no! Wood.
Oh no!
He ran out of wood.
That right there is in total. If correct me if I'm wrong, is that not a 2,450 stone resource investment?
That was
My maths
equivalent
is correct
to,
there.
That was equivalent to 3 keeps. Yes.
Oh my god! What a loss for DeMu.
1,200, 600, 300, 350. Right?
Yeah.
Right? That's a lot of stone, and then the 400 wood. 400 wood.
Oh my god! That's more than an Imperial Age tech up! Actually, no, it's not. It's almost more. Jesus! And now, after all is said and done...
In Azutsu, we trust.
Yeah, we believe in the Azutsu. I think he's actively building them, which are very expensive. So, in fairness, Mr. doesn't exactly have a fast army. And they are very clumped up. I never, ever say that Azutsu can't do it. He also, I believe, does have the Bannerman for the aura. I'm pretty sure that is the Yuma Bannerman. So they are getting an extra 15% damage. Oh my god, I can't believe that just happened.
Yeah, that was really nuts, and probably going to be something like the nail in the coffin for DeMu, but I'm a little scared for Mista. He's in Castle Age against an imp opponent. His imp opponent is making something that has been deemed quite strong so far during the preview, and I tend to agree that this is a very powerful unit right now in this build, so...
It's totally balanced, don't you dare nerf it.
And he's got the buff from the Yumi. He doesn't have chemistry yet. Oh my gosh.
DeMu just trying to yell, who the daddy? We'll have to retreat away. Now, the Azutsu are quite slow. There's one of the kind of counteractions here. Would actually love to see him maybe consider a Boldequin here. That's a lot of Varangian Guard to worry about.
Yeah, you can get a Ribald from the Tangashima, but I don't know. I don't know if that's very useful right now. There's a lot of ranged units on the field. Crossbows, Shugnu, and archers. Like, there's like 40 units on the field that would just counter it.
I mean, this is going to go up, but funnily enough, it's going to take a lot of damage. If you check the bonus damage, I'm pretty sure it's like 180 extra damage on top of the 50. Sorry, 130. There you go. So 165 per shot per Azutsu.
He's focusing the vills, though, not the...
Oh, yeah. Interesting. So kind of just giving it over. I wonder if it would have been better to go the other way, because Mr. is very starved on stone. Mr., who, by the way, is now on his way into Imperial Age. Glad we finally get to see this, the Palatine School. Why did you decide the game needed more casino?
Yeah, so the Palatine School just gives you a % chance whenever you train one of your core unique units. Yep. You just get one for free.
It's 30%,
amazing
right?
with cataphracts. It's amazing with cataphracts. It's so much value.
So little suggestion I had. We're doing like live feedback.
Oh boy.
Would it be better if it was every like 4th you get the unit? Because my thought here is like the RNG in that means that if you just luck out and roll cataphracts 70% of the time, it's kind of GG.
Yeah, but the law of averages. is at play here. Like, the numbers are so high. It's fine. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, like, if he builds 500 cataphracts, the numbers will
The numbers will work out. It'll work out.
Could you imagine if the first time we see it, he just, like, gets 5 cataphracts in a row?
I mean, it's happened, and it'll happen, right? It's not impossible.
It is very strong, by the way. The reason when we're highlighting cataphracts, they're 330 resource cavalry that are ludicrous if you're able to scale into large numbers. They are incredibly pop efficient, but incredibly expensive. And an incredibly expensive loss here for Mista. Loses the keep, will lose most of the villages. He's posturing towards the front of the base, and DeMu is missing a certain strong defense here.
That already looks like you're about to start a campaign mission. Right? Like you know when you're
right,
into a campaign and it's like, we must assault the fortress to set up a base, and it's like it gives you this layout of army. Like in that formation, like elephants in the front, it's like Hannibal must cross the Alps now. Like,
God, you give me flashbacks now to Age of Empires 1.
Sorry, I usually have flashbacks to AV1.
You know what that is, actually? It's like it's a spoiler for the next campaign, the rise and fall of the Delhi Empire. Never got treated to that. I don't know when the Byzantines got involved in that, but it just happened. I do love this idea, though, by the way, that the Byzantines just have copious amounts of olive oil, and instead of just like paying the mercenaries gold or even just beer, the mercenaries like, my grandmother really does love to cook. I will happily accept your payment of olive oil.
I mean, olive oil has always been extremely valuable.
That's true.
The oil trade was not nothing, right? It is a thing. But yeah, this is crazy. How is DeMu holding here? If he wins this game, I swear.
This is gonna be insane. He's getting a castle up now.
The back of Azutsu. Oh, here's a big fight though.
Azutsu on the side though. 26 of them now. This is not the year of the elephant. This is the year of the cannon. The mini cannon. I feel like this is almost a cheat unit at this stage. Good God. Well, aim fast, but it is furious. That's going to be an army wipe. Mista, look, he killed, what, 1 Azutsu in all that time?
I don't think he's realized that they're heavy. He has crossbows on the field. If the crossbows can just they can just one-shot the Azutsu if you have a group of crossbows.
They can get one shot by them, it feels
They can also
right
get
now.
one shot. Yeah, it's not an exactly great relationship, but it is an answer that you have, is crossbow.
Or horseman, right? Like that. I think horseman could be a super sick one for him because, like, you know, they do have a lot of melee armor, but they're categorized as ranged, and he has got hippodrome. Like, is it me? I don't feel like we've seen any opportunity to use hippodrome for the last 15 minutes.
Oh man. And here goes the key. Down it goes. I mean, this is a lot. This is an expensive army, but a lot of it was free from the Tengashima, so this landmark is really good right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. This looks broken, but you know, he's generating those stockpile tickets every 30 seconds. He's actually been actively queuing them up. So while it may seem like a very strong unit, that's literally the only building you can get out of. And it's kind of like, it's similar to if someone had 20 bombards. Like, why did you let them get 20 bombards? Admittedly, these are mini bombards, and they bloody are worth every penny.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Great Bombards right now, right? Very strong, but it's more mobile, right? It doesn't have the same drawbacks. It has more relevant fire speed, and melee units are a little bit weaker against them. So yeah, it's a good unit.
I think orb walking is like can work quite well with them, right? Where you take your shot and then immediately start moving to kind of gap close or stay on top of targets. We're getting the unique Japanese ship. I actually haven't had a chance to see these in action yet, because everyone wants their land maps. Could the Atakabuni actually do something here? Could it take out? It's going to die to Azatsu, isn't it? Raider on the back. March in here with the Varangian guards, but it's into a choke point. So the Azutsu may be able to just shuffle away from this. They have entered the Berserk mode, so a heavy increase in damage, but now we do see the Japanese fleet has arrived. It's Firework Central. They do enough, though. Azutsu, he's lost about 7 of them so far, and the Varangian count is climbing. DeMu lacking a front line. I can't believe this, but just in the blink of the eyes, I think he found the answer.
Yeah, it's just having an economy, I think, is what it's called. And you can actually just afford to reinforce your army. And he's spamming these Varangian guards. And if you go take a look at the Palatine School at this stage, if we just go watch that landmark for... Oh.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I apologize.
So I think what you were saying is this is ridiculous economy, right? Because what you were getting to is that was meant to be 30% more Varangian guards than we saw.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, whoops. You know, but DeMu actually just held again.
Well,
The
he's
attack
gonna
of
lose
Boone getting.
the attack of Boone.
I have never seen a melee elephant kill an attack of Boone. That is a
buddy,
first.
you should see my replays. I've got one of Carrick's being killed by a tower elephant, and it wasn't because of its ranged attack.
I'm gonna tusk you down.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Horns hurt, man. Just get straight through that wood. And now we're going to see a keep drop in the center. So DeMu, last time he got pushed back because it was open ground. This is now a strong stake. Because you have to remember that those castles, the balance is that the Japanese pay 300 wood extra. They have to wait until Imperial. But they, by default, have the rockets in them that will one-hit these Varangian Guard.
Can we actually quickly check the economy buildings of DeMu and see what upgrades he's gotten? Because they don't have... Has he gotten any of the wheelbarrow? So he's gotten 2 wheelbarrow upgrades.
Okay, but not the third.
He's gotten 1 of the mining upgrades. He's gotten 2 of the wood upgrades. And let's check where are all of his farms? Are they mostly with that main TC? Yeah. So he also has his food upgrades, which is the Shogunate Palace is the final tier food upgrade for the
And he's
Japanese.
remaining efficient, because if you look at that town center, there's an aura around it. Like, there's an AoE on the highlight that shows the attack range. But the aura range for the farm gathering rate is actually 3 tiles out from it, I've noticed. So it's like you have to go a little bit inward from what the circle that you click on the TC shows to be efficient. That's going to be one hitting the cavalry. I love these rockets.
You do pay a premium to have the rocket, right? This keep is
$15, and it's worth it.
It's 400 more res, which is
I thought you were talking about the expansion.
Oh yeah, that too.
Actually, yeah. Wait, no, because 300 wood and 900 stones. So you're actually paying.
It's
Yeah, it's
only
only 300, which is kind of insane.
I think about it. That was before the keep change, actually.
Yes.
That this was costed, so it was 400 res a while ago. But yeah, oops, forgot about that detail.
Now, DeMu, he was out for a stroll, dealing with the flank attacks coming in towards him, and the villagers trying to gather in the area. He's going to chase him down. Mista, by the way, has a ludicrous amount of stone. We might see some keeps come from the Byzantines, and you can already see the things that they want to build with all that stone. That's right, folks. Byzantines have their own unique perk in those defensive buildings. They're going to get the mangonels instead of springalds.
I think all of Demu's pop outside of his farmers is on screen on the right there. Like, that's like 40 bills. Like, look at it. What is this?
Gotta get that gold.
Wait, can you select everything blue? Like, how many things is that? Oh, never mind.
He's got like a few.
I meant
got
on
some
screen.
woodworkers
Ah, whatever,
around
it's
about.
fine. Never mind.
You're right, though. It's probably like 30 gold workers out of a total of 70 eco. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that DeMu's still making this work, despite the fact that it feels like he's been kind of economically smashed for a lot of the game. But yeah, that's right, Corb. That Azutsu count is getting high enough to give us all nightmares.
Yeah, at this point, you kind of have to find a solution, right? So keep in mind, they deal a lot of damage to siege right now. So like the mangonel isn't a great option.
This is
it's
sick,
really,
by the way.
It's really crossbows, and you have to focus fire, right? Or get enough mangonels and surprise him. But like it's also an opportunity to lose your whole army. Is these
and what's going to make it harder is like they have high health, so you have to insta-kill them. Because the sick detail I noticed is DeMu's adding in Shinto priests to heal them. I love this detail. Like it's something that sometimes kind of gets forgotten, but if you look at the army value, you can see why it's justified. These are insanely pricey units.
I mean, Demu's playing this pretty well at this stage. I'm getting a little scared for Mista. I mean, I've been scared for him, but he has no come. Did he run out of wood?
There should be wood.
What's going on with his macro?
Can we check south side? You want to check south side? You have got the traders going, by the way, which will give them the olive oil.
I guess he just added
but
villas.
if we check south side of Mister's map, I'd like, for example, near his board. Yeah, there's still wood here. He's just not.
But that's what I mean. What? Why doesn't he have any vills on? Whatever. I don't need to think about that right now.
I mean, his
gosh,
army doesn't really need them.
This army is
scary.
huge.
He's gone cataphracts as well. So this is a Gambit player, I think, coming out from Mista. He's got 19 cataphracts. The whole idea is going to be to trample through the front line and get on top of the Zutsu. I think that's very difficult, though.
It doesn't work.
Japanese.
Oh, no.
Goodbye again. How many? I think he's built like 3 units out of that Palatine School the whole game. But here we go. Wrap around. From the back, the cataphract getting ready. Charging in. There's the trample through, but a sidestep comes in from DeMu. The reposition. Heavy damage, actually. That sidestep cost him more health. But it's just not enough by the looks of it. A few Spearmen and Samurai are going to react to this. The Cataphracts are going to get cleaned up fast, and these are
Triumph.
not quick to rebuild.
He didn't enable Triumph. He forgot about it.
He forgot about it
Triumph
for
would-
40 minutes, 40, 30 minutes. Maybe
No,
it would have
only
been good
40
enough.
tickets.
I don't think it would have been a big enough difference here, though, right? Like this against Azutsu
I mean,
specifically.
You need everything, right?
But it would have at least made it look a bit closer. I think that's going to be
wow.
GG. No time to process it. Mr. realizes late game Japanese is no joke.
Yeah, the Azutsu on the back of the Azutsu, DeMu gets another win, 5-2 in a play L7.